Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Public Pictures Theater. I'm Jake Swoger and I'm joined here by Brandon Dunlap. And tonight we'll be showing off The Goldrush, a timeless silent film from 1925 starring one of the most famous actors who ever lived, Charlie Chaplin.
The slapstick comedic masterpiece takes place during the Klondike Gold Rush of the late 1890s, where prospectors flooded Alaska searching for their fortune in gold, only for most of them to either go home empty-handed or submit to the harsh environment of the region. Charlie Chaplin explores many of the misfortunes that the treasure hunters encountered with comedic portrayal, as he believed that both tragedy and comedy were closely related.
Chaplin himself appeared as his most famous character, a hobo named the Tramp, as he seeks his fortune in the Alaskan wilderness as a prospector, and as you might expect, hilarity ensues. The Gold Rush is one of Chaplin's most celebrated films, and he stated numerous times that this is the feature that he wanted to be remembered for the most.
The film was restored by Chaplin himself in 1942, with new story cards being added and the musical score redone, which earned it several Academy Award nominations. However, we will be watching the original version from 1925 tonight, as this is the one that is in the public domain.
Prepare yourself for an evening of slapstick hilarity as we watch the Tramp try to strike it rich. It's all happening right here, right now, on Public Pictures Theater.
Welcome to Public Pictures Theater. I'm Matt Albright. I'm here with Dr. Start, Brandon, and Jake to talk about Charlie Chaplin's acclaimed title, The Gold Rush. What did you think of the film, and do you think that it has earned the critical acclaim that it's received?
I think it's a wonderful film. I always thought of it. I think it's the definitive silent comedy movie. I think the genre at that point was at its highest when Chaplin made that picture. I love that movie and I watch it anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that when I was watching that too. Like, I haven't seen too many silent movies, but just like even like how many sets they had and like just the involvement, and I was pretty surprised. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot less involved, I suppose, just at least for the time period and all those things considered.
Did you notice, of course, I'm sure you did, the special effects, the house part where he's wrestling with the big guy and he pulls him out in the, it's pretty darn good.
The guy
for
turns into a chicken.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, the way it like transformed him into a giant chicken, and I'm like, did they have that technology back then? Is this remastered?
It's just actually a giant chicken.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm like, this film's almost 100 years old. It's better than it's better and funnier than a lot of movies I've seen now. Like it was there's something about whenever you watch something that you can tell it's quality. If something's good, just the way the writing and the acting and everything, every little aspect about the film comes together and becomes kind of more than the sum of its parts. And I think this film really exemplifies that.
What always amazes me is how many of the routines that are in that movie that you have seen over the years and others in TV shows as well. For instance, the potatoes and the forks where he does a little dance. I've seen that done at least a half a dozen times, including MASH. Alan Alda did it in MASH. That there's a whole bunch of those different things that Chaplin came up with in that movie that have been repeated over and over again for 100 years.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good, it's gonna everything good's gonna have imitators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that. That was like him like being one of the people that like created those acts are just almost like so public domain at this point. Like, you don't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
Incredibly
Somebody had
creative
to think
guy.
of it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat a shoe. It's like we've seen that how many times before, especially in cartoons. But no, he actually had the guy's shoe. He was cutting and shoving it in his mouth. What was that? I don't even know what was that. Licorice?
Licorice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about that actually.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part of the film?
I guess my favorite part is the house scene where they're on the house and they're fighting, and he wakes and it's starting to teeter and go down, and then he pulls it and he jumps through the doorway. I love that part.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say, and I feel like I have to think of something else. While I do that, taking it to Jake.
Okay, my favorite part was probably at the beginning where like they're holed up in that cabin. and he's trying to get into the cabin, and he's like blowing through the door, one door and out the other, and like literally they're just blowing back and forth through the doors. I was laughing hysterically. Also, I like the part at the beginning where they had he's walking and like the bear's walking behind him, but he doesn't notice the bear, and I was kind of impressed. I'm like, hey, that's not CGI. They had a real bear.
Yeah, it was a real bear.
Yeah, but that was my favorite part, just the wind and the way they sped it up, so he's like tumbling out the door. I get a real kick out of that kind of thing. Also, the eating the shoe and the chicken, that was great.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm putting my cards down for the chicken. Just because like the involvement that probably took was like crazy.
He was genuinely to be pitied in that picture with Georgia and his unrequited love, and they tricked him and messed around with him in the New Year's. That made you feel really bad.
Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I really felt for him.
Yeah. That's actually our next question. How did you feel watching Chaplin get stood up by Georgia?
You know, I'm sitting here watching this film, and it's really, really making me laugh. And I'm thinking, like, oh yeah, no wonder this is like one of the best, you know, silent film comedies of all time. And then I start feeling things. I'm like, I didn't expect to like feel anything while I was watching this. Like, I felt bad for him. Like, he really got burned. Like, it's one of the worst experiences. One of the worst burns I've ever seen in a movie. Just like
I made this dinner for you.
Completely, you know, screwed him over. And I'm like, dude, that's terrible. And I'm sitting there, I'm feeling sad. And I'm like, I'm supposed to. This is a happy movie. I'm supposed to be laughing.
Right.
No, yeah, I thought it was a great movie just because like it wasn't just a comedy. Like it was so involved as like an actual feature film would be. But I was kind of reading a little bit of Charlie Chaplin's biography after I watched that, and he did say that I'm probably gonna like mess up how he said it, but there's
paraphrase.
Yeah, paraphrase. There's like not a lot of difference between like tragedy and comedy or something like that, or like they're kind of one and the same.
I think it was like the line between tragedy and comedy is very thin.
Yeah,
or
something
often
like that.
blurred.
But
like
yeah,
that.
I definitely got that because like you know he's still like kind of just like tragic clown figure that sometimes things are heavy, but.
That was his best character too. Was they called him the Tramp? He's just like this hobo who wanders around trying to do things.
Yeah, like the.
That was what he was known for the best.
What a wonderful picture.
Yeah.
Were you satisfied with the film's conclusion? Seeing him get the girl?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He gets the girl, he gets his money, he gets to go home.
Yeah, he gets to ride home. Yeah, it was a great ending.
What do you want?
Yeah, what more do you want? It wraps itself up in a nice little package. He doesn't have to eat a shoe anymore. You know, it's the happy ending that you want from something
I'm
like
sure
that.
they'll be together forever.
Yeah. Divorces didn't exist in 1925, Brandon.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Actually, I think he was married 3 times.
Chaplin.
Yeah.
Oh, he's at least.
At least 3 times.
Very
I can't
controversial
remember.
character.
I think he may have dated the woman in that film, or
Yeah, I read something about that this morning.
like he was involved
actually,
with her in some way.
because his wife at the time was originally going to play the female character.
Right.
And then
I think they got divorced.
right, and
So-
then he actually fell for the woman that played Georgia.
Yeah, I do think I remember reading that. That was interesting.
Yes, very.
Really bringing your personal life into your work life.
Yeah, it's never a good idea. Well, they did that before, like Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. The girlfriend of Indiana Jones, Willie Scott, the blonde who screamed and was really annoying. She was Steven Spielberg's girlfriend at the time.
Kate
so,
Capshaw.
yeah, so she got the part in there. But that's getting off topic.
Sort of on topic.
Yeah. All right, that's all the time we have for our discussion tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Public Pictures Theater. Have a good night.